I do not condone, I do not support, I do not affirm infidelity whatsoever. If you're in a relationship right now that you don't want to be in and you want to sneak around behind somebody's back, get out the relationship immediately. Stop playing with that person. Be honest with them. Be courageous enough. Have enough decency and dignity to let that person know. That's the first message. Before I even get into the core message, I want to let that be known point blank. Now, when most of us think of loyalty, we think of intimate or romantic relationships, right? An individual who is not a low down dirty dog that's going to cheat on their significant other. That's what we usually tend to go to. However, there is a huge distinction between loyalty and faithfulness. And I'm actually going to break that down in a video I will be putting out next week, so make sure to stay tuned for that one. Now, what I want to pinpoint or go deeper into is this idea of loyalty and how loyalty, or the word or the idea of it, is used as a means of manipulation in some cases, sometimes in most cases, to keep us in situations, in relationships, in causes, or a part of a cause that we have outgrown or that never served us or anybody in the first place, right? So you think about how you might have had a friend that you grew up with, and that friend and you shared certain habits. Let's just keep it at that. Y'all shared habits, and you found yourself no longer indulging in those habits. And that person, that old friend of yours, stayed within that same space, that same paradigm, frequenting the exact same activities. And you tried to persuade them to change their life for the better because you want the best for them, right? However, they do not necessarily want the same for themselves, and so they continue to indulge in those very same negative or toxic habits. And so you find yourself staying in that relationship, perpetuating that relationship, doing all you can for that relationship due to quote unquote loyalty. And this is how we've been trained. We've been taught that, you are loyal no matter what. You stick with your friend no matter what. Now, there's a difference if somebody is looking for help and they genuinely want it, right? And this is a rare case when an individual actually wants to change. They want to grow with you. But in more cases than not, it's an individual who is simply okay where they are, though they might give lip service. Oh, I don't want to smoke no more. I don't want to drink no more. I don't want to party no more. I don't want to sleep around no more. They tell you these things, but when it comes down to the action, they're doing the very same things, right? So that's an example in the relationship context. This is also found even in organizations. Maybe you're a part of a team, or you're a part of a job, or maybe you're part of like some church or religious affiliation, and you simply realize that you do not align with whatever these people are teaching. Maybe you went on a mission one time with the church and you realize, man, this is kind of messed up. Like, what are we doing? Who are we to tell these people what to believe and who to be? Like, who am I to try to, quote unquote, save this person? They seem just fine. And you no longer believe in that cause or that mission, but you still feel a sense of obligation due to, quote unquote, loyalty. And so you stay within something that is actually not only damaging to others, but is damaging to yourself and you know it. And it's going against your own sense of morality. And so you are denying or neglecting yourself in the process of trying to be loyal to something that is truly not loyal to you. Like, especially, these jobs, right? Or some kind of organization. Like organizations, they're going to be quote unquote loyal because you're probably working for free and they like that. Or religions or whatever it may be. But a job, as soon as they find somebody else or something else to do your job, they might just drop you at the drop of a hat. They don't give a damn. As soon as they find something else that is better replaced for you, that is maybe cheaper, whatever it is, they will drop you immediately. But yet you give yourself to this job that you hate, that you despise. You pour yourself into it. You see it as your means of security or your sense of security, when in reality, that's a facade. And then let's get into the family dynamic, right? You have grown up in a certain type of family with a certain way of living, a certain way of being, and they tell you that family is loyal. Excuse me. Family sticks together no matter what. No matter what family does, family sticks together. And so you got uncles and aunties who are off the pipe. You got uncles and aunties who are in and out of these toxic relationships, who are violent, who are a little loco, a couple screws loose. And they're doing all kinds of things, maybe even parents who are this way. cousins, brothers, sisters who are acting in destructive ways and are doing so willingly and are okay with where they are. They're not looking to change or not going towards those activities that would lead to change, but instead they are engrossing themselves in these destructive lifestyles. But they tell you that if you step away from this toxic environment, that there's something wrong with you. And so they tell you that you're not loyal if you do not stay within these toxic confines of this family nucleus. That's the messaging that is perpetuated to you in order to shame you into staying the exact same. And this is also, it's used for keeping us in those old habits and those old ways of being, right? When we make a decision that we want to live a different way, a healthier way, a way in which we actually are building towards or growing towards the person that we always knew we would be, right? We're peeling off those layers of the past traumas, of the past hurts, of the limiting beliefs, etc. And we're finally becoming who we truly were destined to be. They're going to be those around us who feel insecure about who we're becoming. They do not want to lose the version of us that reminded them of who they currently are. They don't want to lose their current identity of, a drug smoking, gun toting, just ridiculous, cheating, whatever it is type of individual. As soon as you stop being those things, you stop characterizing yourself as those things, they would tell you that you're not loyal to the cause. Like gangs do this all the time. Cults do this very much in the open, right? They do it very directly. That's the word I'm looking for. A cult would tell you that loyalty to the cult means never changing, never leaving, never talking to anybody besides those who are in the cult. Never. And as soon as you do so, they will throw you out, they will shame you, and they actually use that as a tactic for you to come back, try to redeem yourself so you can join the cult again. I promise you that. Yes, there are people who they kick out because they believe that they're going to be a threat, because they've completely abandoned that ideology. But in most cases, they're just going to shun you, they're going to punish you in order for you to, quote unquote, repent for your sins, to come back into the cult, and to continue to feed their pockets, and to continue to be a working slave or a working horse or a cog in their machine that's going to keep that thing running. That's what that's about. But that subject I'll get into a whole different day. So loyalty, again, when we look at it in the positive, it's a very altruistic, wonderful idea, right? To stay committed to something, to commit yourself and to stick through the hard times. And there's a difference. Trust me, I can speak on this. I am in a life circumstance at this very moment that my loyalty is tested to an nth degree. But I'll be damned if I'm going to stick around when somebody or some people are trying to keep me in, even though they don't wish the best for me. That they're going to project their own insecurities onto me and shame me into staying in environments, staying in habits, staying in ways of life that do not serve me or anybody else. Because let's be honest, if I'm a druggie, I can't help you be sober. If I am broke, I can't help you be wealthy. If I am broken, I can't help you fix yourself. I cannot. And so the best thing I can do is to saturate myself in healing. The best thing that I can do is to throw myself completely into the healing process, is to grow, is to discover, is to become self-aware, is to let go of the past, is to forgive, is to aspire towards those things that are truly burning desires within my heart, the passions of my life, the gifts and the talents that I've been given to share with others. That's the best thing that I can do. But to be loyal to some foolishness, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't care if you signed up for that mission and you devoted all your life. If that thing is not serving you or others, that thing is not something you need to be staying quote unquote loyal to. And this is an excuse just to run from your relationship because things are getting hard, right? Like, I don't know what it is with this generation, but we feel like we're going to get what people have taken 20 years to build in 20 weeks. Like, that's not the case. You want a sustainable relationship, you got to invest into that relationship. But if you are in that relationship only because of a sense of quote unquote loyalty and it's abusive and it's toxic and there's just a lot of destructiveness in the nature and the fabric of that relationship, that's something that you got to let go of. That's different. Like, you really got to heal from whatever's keeping you there. You really got to regain your sense of self-worth and self-respect and get yourself out those type of situations. But in most cases, the ones that I just covered, those uses of quote-unquote loyalty are nothing more than devices used by individuals who want to control you. And you are the only one who can opt in for being controlled. You are not some victim in that story. You choose if you're going to allow that to be perpetuated. You choose. That person can't make that choice for you, but they can definitely instigate, they can influence, they can suggest, they can ridicule, they can try to shame you, they can try to guilt you, but it's only you who can bind to the guilt. Only you who can bind to the shame. Nobody else can make that decision for you. And so you have to make that decision in these moments of life of, am I going to continue to stay loyal to the things that are not loyal to me? A lot of us are loyal to all the wrong things. We're loyal to the addiction. We're loyal to the pipe. We're loyal to the strip club. We're loyal to infidelity. We're loyal to, toxicity. We're loyal to the bottle. We're loyal to the shopping excessively and the consumerism. Like, we're loyal to all these things that are detractors from us and all those that we claim we want to serve. And so the only way we can remove ourselves is to drop this belief system that we need to hold on to those things that are holding on to us. Period.